I think you need it, but that teacher or that experienced person should be very broadband in his experiences and his qualification. At least I should say he should have the experience of life learning, because the things which are going on actually demands all aspects of life experiences. You know, nowadays we need a broadband kind of education, which involves not only your religion, scientific investigations, scientific inventions, and everything, especially the ongoing changes and variation in the field of education. And every time you will see that educational tracks are being changed, and we have to keep ourselves updated in this regard. So now the topic is set, and you have to prepare set. So for the mentor or the teacher which you are now interacting, or anytime when you interact, then that teacher should have a very vast experience of all these things, and especially being a psychologist or being well versed in psychology field. At least I can say, no doubt there is a destination which is far ahead to me. However, I can say, as I have worked in this field for the last 15, 20 years. So at least he should have the experience of psychology and personality, about all aspects of personality.
Okay, Mr.
Uh,
Veer, we are running short of time. So, what you are saying that the experience is the key words here. There is no match of experience. Mr. Yusufzai, it's your turn. If you can explain in your way what you are thinking about that. That the reason number one is that there must be a mentor, a teacher for this type of the test. Okay, Mr. Yusufzai.
Let me give you one example.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, uh, the you know that we have a number of textbooks for students, but textbook or simple guidance is not enough for a student. He must need a mentor, he must need a teacher, he must need a trainer,
Okay.
so that person can be guided. So for this reason, we have colleges, we have universities and schools, uh, and teachers are employed for this reason. Same is the case here with the guidance of SAT Institute. And every individual has different personality. Every individual has a different sort of guidance required by the mentor. The same, the Raja would have a different kind of personality. He must have a different the way you learn from your history, or the way you learn from the your career. So everybody has developed its own personality. So first, the mentor will judge the individual what sort of capability he already has, and what is the shortcoming. So my view is that we should work on the shortcomings and develop your this thing called different personality traits, like comprehension, like intellectual, like IQs. So understanding different
Okay, okay. Mr.
skills
Usman, we
required
have
for.
got your message. So there is a audio problem. So Mr. Raja, he is saying that, as Mr. Nweez was saying, that the experience counts a lot of. Mr. Yusufzai is of the opinion that there must be the mentor for each and every course, because only all alone books, you cannot do anything. If you are reading 1,000 books of surgery, you cannot do even an operation. So this is the right reason, and he was very rightly saying that if you have the books, it's all okay, but you must have a teacher to teach those books, because all alone books, you cannot do anything. So the reason number two is that hand-picked study materials for preparation. So, Mr. Naveed, how would you like to say all about this, that hand-picked study material? What do you mean by this, Mr. Rana?
Yes, I think again this is very important aspect of your training or your preparation.
Yes.
But before this, I would say that
Yes.
whenever I take some trainee or some candidate for ISSB training, my first step is to analyze his personality. Reason is that first of all, we should investigate pros and cons of a personality so that we can focus upon the problems or the issues of the personality first of all, and giving some treatment and special tips to those issues that I think we can eradicate, we can improve upon the personality. So I think we should first, and here again, I would quote one more example. Now, for example, in Gujranwala and Sialkot, I think Mohammad Raja will be knowing all these cities, a little about these cities. So if you try to cultivate, I should say, some grains in Sialkot, like Sialkot and Gujranwala is the area which is renowned for rice cultivation, right? And if you want to cultivate the same rice in Balochistan area, I think you would not be able to get a good production out of that effort. So I would say a personality and the mind of a personality is like a field, and first of all, you should analyze the I should say the chemistry of that field, so that if we come to know about the problems of that field, then we can accordingly take measures. So first of all, I will say that Muhammad Raja should be analyzed personality wise, so that we can first of all give him some treatment that yes, your problem is maybe there may be problem regarding his concentration. If his concentration is not good, then how he can go through the materials which are very messy and which has very long details. There
Okay,
is some.
we got your point, Mr. Naveed. So it's Mr. Naveed is saying that the personality, according to the personality, everybody should get the material, hand-picked material. So, Mr. Yusufzai, what is your opinion about this hand-picked study material for the preparation of a particular task, just like they said? So, Mr. Swan, please.
In fact, Google is possessing having thousands and thousands of materials on site preparation.
Yes, of course.
But this is all useless unless you don't have the person who show you the right direction.
Okay.
The demand. So
that's a point to be noted.
Yeah. So a person be required, a specific person who know you better than, because book doesn't know you. What sort of your material, what sort of knowledge you require, personality or guidance or mentor, know your need. So first he will assess your need and then give you the
Mr. Raja, are you getting this? Mr. Swan?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear everything.
Please, Yusufzai, continue.
So this is my and in next section I will conduct a sort of not interview, a discussion with the Raja. I will ask you questions, and on the basis of that interview or discussion,
okay,
we will
do that. We'll do that. Okay.
One more thing which I want to add in this discussion is regarding this handpicked study and materials.
Yes.
So, would you let me to share this, contribute this discussion? So, in my YouTube channel, I think in my second last video, I talked about brain regeneration and the behavioral changes which are happening in a personality. So, when we talk about the material, this is my own theory. Now, stage time is almost expired. So if you have lengthy materials in your hand, which are comprising many books and pages, then I think your mind is not ready to read all that material, because now the page has converted in digital page, and you can study through digital page, but not the conventional page. So first of all, I would say, as our brain process is very fast now, and we are not coordinated with the conventional page. So I would suggest to Mr. Raja that you should not contain material in your hands which are comprising on conventional pages. Rather, you should have electronics gadgets and the gadgets like phone and laptop page and all these things, because these are a bit fast as compared to the other conventional
Okay.
pages.
Okay,
So
got
I
your
think
point. Okay, got your point.
that
Mr. Raja, what he was
are
saying that you will have to transform into the, what we can say, the digital age, the digital material everywhere, the
Yeah.
soft copies and lessons, everything is there. So Mr.
yes,
Yusuf I was rightly saying that there is a lot of material available, but you will have to be very much selective according to your needs, according to your grades, according to your test. So definitely an experienced person can guide that what type of the material should be over there. So we are just going to the reason doubt clearing. So this is the reason number 3. So Mr. Yusuf what you would like to say, what about the doubt and how can we clear it about the test and this and that, that when a gentleman just like a candidate, Mr. Raja is, so what type of those doubts are there in the mind before appearing this test, and what are those methodologies and the ways and means to clear out those doubts which are somewhere in the mind of a candidate? So, Mr. Swan, please.
Um, for example, I'm a layman. Layman even knows that what are the first problem, first hurdle before appearing or taking an examination. Not only SAT examination, any examination.
Yes.
That particular fear that you carry from your home or hostel or room till the examination hall, that particular fear must not be there. The fear that you have, the examination, the tension or the situation or the tension you have about that should not be there. One thing, relax your mind. Whatever you learn, that must be focused. Whatever you don't learn or can't learn, that must be left alone. So, first thing, you must relax yourself and whatever you learn from the books. So the first thing is that confusion, whether I'm getting in the examination or not, that confidence should be boosted first. Then talk about later on of the preparation. Am I audible to you?
Yeah, we can hear. I think Mr. Masood is just
Okay.
muted. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
yes.
now I am audible. Okay, am I audible
Okay.
to you? Okay, we have actually this time-bound meeting, let's see. We have only a little time is to be left for, so we will have to
Masood,
very quickly. Final words. Final words. So, Mr. Yusuf Zai, you are with us from the last year. So you were the director of our campus at somewhere downtown of Islamabad, that is Kamra. So you have the experience over there. So why you are suggesting that you must join this, and what are those the main silent features of your campus over there? So would you like to share your experience over there when you were at the downtown of Islamabad? Okay, please.
Masood,
Yes.
I was not ready for such type of questions because I'm getting late from my college. I have to leave.
Okay.
So,
So we have a very little time also. So if you are leaving, so you can leave us. We will have to say thank you very much to
Yeah,
both
thank
of
you.
you, Mr. Naveed and
great.
Mr. Yusuf Zai. So I would give the chance to Mr. Naveed just to say the final words. Only the few words. We are running in a short of time, and this meeting will immediately close after the few minutes. So if you have the final, Mr. Usman, you may leave. We are very thankful to you that you have spared this time. We know you have a lot of busy schedule and hectic day work. So definitely we are
My
very thankful to you.
again.
So
Yeah.
okay,
Thank you.
Mr. Naveed, you will have to say a few words.
Yes, regarding that clearance of doubt, I would say that there are
Yes.
two aspects of this problem, or this to meet the problem. One aspect is your own personality, whether you are confident, whether you are unconfused personality. Like a few people are there, and it will be cleared after having a test, a personality test. Then it can be cleared that sometimes a personality has many parts in his mind, and so due to that bunch of points in the mind, he is delayed in decision making, and surely he will be in doubt then. Second, when he don't have knowledge or well preparation in the reservoir or in the bank, then he will not be clear regarding his preparation. We talked last time two things: self-efficacy and self-assurance. Actually, so one should be self-assured, and self-assured means when you are well prepared, you are self-assured. And second, your confidence level, self-confidence level, and this your self-confidence can be checked through some personality test. So I would suggest Mr. Raja that he should give me some tests so that I can check his personality and can point out the issues regarding the personality, so that then we can talk about many things. However, if we talk about the doubt clearance during the test, then I think one thing is very important, and that is to the point preparation, and preparation to the extent that he should have a prevalence of the belief that he is well prepared and he can do anything he will come across. And inshallah, then there will be doubt clearance. Before this, I would say that his personality must be investigated, whether he is a confident personality or not.
Okay, Mr. Raja. Now, Mr.
Yes.
Yusufzai has left us, so he has to go. Anyhow,
Right.
Mr. Raja, Mr. Naveed is available if you want to ask any question about anything. So he's a very experienced person. So you're welcome. Please ask.
When you say like personality test, right? Do you mean like something like if I look it up on Google, I could like take like a 20-30 minute one, or do you mean like an actual like person?
Yes, I think one term which is known as graphology, and if you don't know, then you can search it on internet. So through graphology, which is very brief test, and through WhatsApp, you can send me that test, and after analysis and after getting the pen picture through that brief test,
Yes.
I can resend you the whole results of your personality. And I would say that you must send me your test. Test is very simple. I have already given the details in my videos. One of the topic is how to get personality analysis and all. So that is given in that video. But simple is that you have to send A4, your writing specimen actually on a A4 page. A4 page, I think you understand, photo state page. So on photo state page, you will write the natural, your writing style, and you will write 4 to 5 lines on any of the topic of your choice. And just having a snap of that writing specimen, you can send to Mr. Masood, and Mr. Masood will send to me. And that is sufficient for your whole personality picture. And this is my assertion that I can tell you more than 100 features of personality if you send me your writing specimen. And your writing specimen must follow two conditions. One is that should be your natural writing style, right? And second, that should be on A4 page, full-fledged page, whether you take very short space of that page or you take a long space of that page, but you should use A4 page, which is generally lineless, no lines on that. And just getting a snap of that, just getting a picture of that, you can send to me or to Mr. Masood, and then you can see how interesting your personality is. And even then I can tell you about the performance of your digestion system. Would you imagine that
Oh
this
wow.
brief?
It's a
Really,
wonderful. It's a wonderful.
really. And
Mr.
I
Yes,
just want to show in your, this class that just a brief 4 or 5 lines paragraph in English writing, in natural writing, how deeply it can dig out your personality. So I would suggest that you must carry out this assignment and
of
create
course.
your personality
Right.
picture.
We are lucky enough,
Yeah.
Mr. Raja. We are lucky enough to having these type of the
Yeah.
persons. So they have the experience of quarter of the century over there in Pakistan Air Force, and I'm very lucky person that I having these guys with me throughout my
Yeah.
career. All around, we were there in the Air Force, and now we are also to get together virtually by this. So Mr. Swan is also running our campus over there in the downtown of Islamabad. So Mr. Naveed is also there in Islamabad, so he's running his institution. So I am very lucky, man, that whenever I am finding any problem or any suggestion or any discussion, so at the handy time, I am just calling at the 11th hour, and they are just reaching me, or what we can say, every each and every requirement is there. So I have been learning from them each and every day and during my stay with them. So we have many more intellectual with us, and very soon I will introduce those all intellectual, and you can ask any type of. Mr. Naveed has a very specialty in the personality grooming and personality analysis. Usman Yousafzai has a vast experience of human resource induction. He was there in the directorate with me in the induction of commissioned officers over there in the Air Force, and also he was with me in the teaching department. He was also there. Mr. Naveed has a versatile work job over there at the ISSB Inter-Service Selection Board. He was also the monitoring cell that was evaluating the instructors over there in at our one of the academy for the airmen. He was also
Yes,
there
and
in the
I would like to
mathematics
add some
department.
words.
Okay, please.
Yes, Mr. Raja, I'm
Yeah.
also have the skill of humorous writing in Urdu, but so inshallah, sometime if I could find chance, then I would share my
Right.
humorous writing specimen, few of the articles which I wrote on different life